Hello, and we're back with another episode of Signal Simulator, looking for signals from the great unknown, something beyond our solar system, if that is in fact where we are. So far, I've seen no evidence that this is actually the Earth, or that this is where other people live. I've seen no evidence that I'm alone or that I'm not. All systems are nominal. I'll keep the volume down somewhat, but also while we're sitting here at the desk, I use the VCR from time to time. I use the radio. So, I try to also keep it audible. Now I need to go under my bed for a second in real life. And pull some supplies out of there that help me find aliens. And I thought I would come up here real quick and use the telescope and try to find. Yeah, it's still there. Okay. And where's my rover? It should be under there, sort of. Oh no, there it is. Okay. Looks like it might be a little to the right of the rover. So I'll tell the rover where to go, and then I'm going to go under the bed. Yeah, I don't see. Maybe I should turn again. I'm thinking it should be like straight through there. It's hard to see stuff on this camera. We have watermelon flavored gummies and sour apple. And these put us a little bit more in touch with the cosmos. These can sort of open us up to what's really out there. Let's promote the channel while I'm at it. Okay. That is handled. Now I can sort of turn this camera around and see if I'm not missing the meteorite. Oh, I believe I see it over there. Right over there to the left. It's that sort of disc. A gray disc that as we get closer, we'll see it has holes. It's porous, and it has green shit shooting up out of it. And I'm sending the rover for, looks like 200 yards. It's going to miss it a little bit. I'll have to do some more adjustments, but that's that taken care of. And we can go ahead and start our scanner. I haven't played since before that little submarine got lost. Now everybody's dead. But the bottom of the North Atlantic is a lot like space. And that how hostile it is. Okay, now we're pulling the coordinates. We can switch all power to the coordinate system, and that gives us a better average. So we're looking at 172.5, 33.3. $32.5. 172.2. And that's usually pretty good. That's close enough. And I make my own adjustments too, because I get used to it. All power to the antennas. And we start the turn. And you can see it turning. It will rotate. It will elevate. Well, in this case, it'll come down a little. System efficiency is at 100% right now. You can see it coming down. Now we're probably going to get a catch like it's as soon as it hits. I just have a feeling because my system efficiency is so good right now, and I've got the coordinates dialed in so finely that I can catch a signal every time. There it is. We're already downloading. So I'm going to start power to the server, and I'll finally tune it. This is a mesoplanet, which I'm going to look up what that is after I dial it in. Okay, that's dialed in, and we are downloading fast. So, let's find out what a mesoplanet is. What is a mesoplanet? What is a mesophile? Oh, right. These are sort of planetoids. They're small planets. Smaller than Mercury, bigger than Ceres. Now, somebody was asking, what is a mesophile? Is an organism that grows at moderate temperatures. Different from a thermophile. Yo, what's up, Lissy? Add me on Steam. Just search HateSec. And we can play together again. Oh, I got my signal. Let's see what it is. Probably nothing. They're mostly nothing. Nobody at SETI is rushing over to the computer to find out what the signal is. They know it's nothing. So we just run signal analysis on it. As you do. Oh, too terrible for gaming. So I take it we played Among Us on the phone. You were like on a phone. All right, so I kill the signal. We got nothing. And we go back. I laughed at your tweet today. You're in a long distance relationship with your boyfriend because for 8 hours every day he is at work. You wrote it better than I said it. Yeah, you write some good ones, some memorable, funny tweetsies. That fast we detected our signal. And on this thing, we lock in the frequency. There it is. And we take a sip of our coffee while we wait for the fucking coordinates to come in. And I divert power to the coordinate system so we get better coordinates. And check this out. Over here, I'm watching myself play a different session of Signal Simulator. And what I'll have to do next time is put this video in the VCR so that I can watch myself playing Signal Simulator. All right, this signal's close to the last one, 135.9. What are you doing tonight, Lissy? Ulysses S. Slant, 136.20, 77.3. Go ahead and send the rotation. All power to the antennas. Try not to embarrass myself in front of Lissy. I just ate a big gummy edible. Looks like evening. We've got a nice pink sky out there. Looks like Mars, really. Yeah, this game is like the ultimate multitasking experience because you got like shit to watch over here. You got a little radio. Oh, we're already downloading the signal. Oh shit, it's storming. This is from a neutron star. We'll dial the signal in a little bit better, but first I'm going to put power to the servers so we download faster. There we go. Yeah, this is a weird one. Sometimes it bounces around and it acts a little screwy. And then like you go in here and you fucking control your research rover that is exploring. Now I haven't upgraded the rover at all. Because I don't really give a shit about it. I'm not really impressed with the rover game. Where's that fucking disc now? Now that it's storming, I can't see as much. Whatever. That's almost downloaded. A VR game of the Titanic submarine. That's actually a really cool idea. That you get in and you know that it's gonna collapse. It would be interesting too because you're gonna be looking for the Titanic and like you might even catch a glimpse because they were that close to it. But no, shit collapses. I like that idea. That's kind of what VR is good for, is those kinds of experiences. A little submarine where you're trapped is perfect. So what else do we know about this signal? It's a fast radio burst. I guess nothing else. We know very little. You know, anybody could be watching, like Conan O'Brien could be watching this, and I wouldn't give a shit. But in front of you, I feel a little self-conscious. Like I owe you a good show for some reason. Okay. What's it gonna be? It's another nothing signal. Now this is Signal Simulator. It's not find a good signal every time. This is just like real life. You're not gonna find shit. Because what has SETI found? Do you know about the WOW signal? Have you heard about the WOW signal, Lissy? We picked this up in the 70s. I think it was SETI. When you're scanning for alien life, this is real, by the way. Just because it's in the game doesn't make like this. This is actually a real printout from actual history, and it's called the WOW signal because they saw that string of characters that's circled in red, and whoever was at the computer that night at the printout wrote "wow" next to it because when you're searching for signals from intelligent life, you're looking for anything other than these low, pointless numbers. These represent nothing more than like the cosmic background radiation, whereas these complex characters where you've got letters and a fucking Q in there, there's a number 6 there which has been circled and a 7. These are significant because these numbers should only appear from a kind of radio signal that we would recognize and that our receivers would interpret as significant or as containing information. That's all we know about it. They detected it for a certain amount of time, and what a magical time that must have been. And then it was gone. And they've pointed their radio telescopes at that same coordinate, you know, probably 1,000 times since then. But they were never able to pick up this signal again. And so, you know, the game is predicated on the hunt for extraterrestrial life. And Actually, I'm still trying to make sense of this material that's been written on these pages here. That these coordinates I can put into my computer over there. Oh, you can see the storm fucking with the power. This is when the game gets creepy. And I'm still just not able to pick up what I'm looking for. 5 days ago, I was driving around outside in my golf cart, and I drove over what looked like a rock, but it was this guy's head laying in the dirt, and he was covered in filth. So I clicked on it, and I recovered an alien body, which for some reason I have displayed in my office. And so there's other things that have happened. Let me turn on the light. Like I found there's a rock out there in the yard, and it's got blood all over it. And I found this shoe next to it, and I found this tape recorder out there, which you can clean up the noise in the tape recorder, and it will show you the same numbers. You can hear the numbers that are written on this page. And I've not been able to figure out how to put this number, 135.32, and you can see the little alien there. He's shocked. He's shocked. Everybody's shocked at what's behind these fucking numbers, but I don't know how to find them from my computer. And the power keeps fucking with my antenna, and it's gonna knock something offline, and I'm probably just gonna have to drive out there and fix it. So I can go in the server room, and I can see if anything's been knocked offline. Almost always something does get knocked offline. It hasn't happened yet, but it will. So what are you doing tonight or this weekend? Or for the rest of your life? Actually, we can go out there. And since it's storming, I'm not really going to be able to pick up a good signal right now, so I can just go out here. Get my little golf cart.
Several other problems, and it really does not make sense that something that would be as highly classified and affecting national security as the original 1947 film should leak its way through a musician in England to the BBC and then be reported on a talk show and then bounce back to the Fox network in the United States. This is very odd. Mm-hmm. And especially, why would an alien body taken from a craft be draped in a cloth? It would seem that the whole point would be to document what the body actually looked like. Well, anyway, it may be theatrics, it may be disinformation, or we may be at the first beginnings of the crack in the history of this contact or intrusion by some other non-human intelligence on our planet.
Well, I'm going to hope for the latter.
And along those lines, I reported last Sunday that a woman who had a very close friend who worked in the Central Intelligence Agency.
You went out and saw comedy. You went to your first stand-up show. I love stand-up comedy. Did you see anybody I would know, or was it like a local show?
That would make it possible to have aerial vehicles
Oh my God.
or become invisible by affecting the cones and rods in the human eye. Well, after that report last week, I received a phone call from a family in Denver, Colorado. Their house is very near the edge of Stapleton Airport. And 1 year ago, on Friday, January 24th, 1994, the mother and her 2 teenage children who had already seen helicopters that were large and black and sometimes hovering or going over their house, they had become aware of this sound, and they were used to running out to see what it was. Well, on this morning, Friday, January 24th, 1994, the mother and the 2 teenagers saw 2 large black helicopters disappear right while they were standing in their front yard. And now I'm going to let you hear the eyewitness accounts of the mother and her son.
All right, here it comes from Linda Howe in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here comes the report.
But the morning that this happened, we had been seeing them every Friday morning.
Okay?
And it had probably happened 2 weeks in a row that we had seen them. And we homeschool our children, and we were sitting down doing school, and we heard helicopters, so it was...
Oh wow, somebody that witnessed a UFO homeschools their children. Newsflash. So as you can see here, this is my Rover, and it's gonna investigate that pile of green shit over there and run some analysis on it. Yeah, dude, comedy is probably the hardest art form that there is, dude. And like that's in the perfect setting where the microphone works. You have a stage at a comedy club and everybody's on their best behavior and listening politely. Outside, and then it's raining. That's crazy. I mean, the pressure's got to be so just so high out there. Here I am playing the game last week. And this is the episode where I find the body. And we're watching we're watching Cosmos with Carl Sagan. But also, I would think that maybe in that environment, they were being kind of funny about like the rain or making fun of the situation or whatever. Where did you go? Was it at a comedy club? It's hard being original nowadays. Who is this speaking? Is this Jane Trashley or whatever her name was? Yeah, it's hard for her to be original. There it is. Antenna 11 went out, so I gotta go back out in the rain. I'm just gonna release that signal. Oh, that was funny though, where you retweeted her posting DMs. Like, did she really think that she could play that game where she just says like, where she dismisses you, or does like the toddler, I didn't do that, you did that thing. Like now I hope that whoever she was trying to impress, she doxed you? I've been trying to do that for weeks. Like, I just hope now that whoever she was trying to impress ends up seeing that and it goes completely awry. Now, I take it that she doxed you, but like she herself, if that's not her real name, then like she's probably been pretty careful and is undoxable. Name, address, email, phone number. Has she called you? And then we just reboot the server. And we check to see that everything's still calibrated, which it is, and we can go back and continue the important work of advancing humanity's knowledge of extraterrestrial intelligence, or just of my own intelligence. Because it would seem that, I don't want to give too much away, but just what I have ascertained is that this might not be the Earth. That this seems to be some kind of a terrarium or something. And for some reason, she emailed me telling to unblock her. What the fuck? She's crazy. Why would she tell you to unblock her? What does she care if she's blocked? Yo, she is a damn crazy person, Lissy. I mean, of course she is, because she's like ripping off jokes on Twitter. Like, of course she's crazy, but I mean, that's... The communicating with you is what's really crazy. That she thinks that she can tell you to unblock her and stuff. Like, I guess the point I was making is, what does she care if you blocked her because, like, she's gonna just rip your tweets off from a different account anyway? Is she asking you to unblock her so that it's easier for her to rip your tweets off and then she doesn't have to, like, use a burner account? Crazy bitch, dude. And I kind of like crazy girls. But I don't kind of like them. I love crazy girls. Because there's a vulnerability in that. When you can kind of see through her, you see her for what she really is. And then, you know, you're like... Then it gets kind of easy, you know? You think like, oh, okay, I can probably say some magic words and we could have an electric night and then that'll be over. There's an allure to that, to encountering crazy out in the wild. But that's temporary, you know? And I don't do that anymore. I have... Yeah, she's just in love with you. She's got a funny way of showing it, though. Doxing and stealing from you. One person follows her. Pebber follows her. Do you know Pebber? I just diverted power away from the antennas in the server, putting it all on the coordinates, and then I give the coordinate system a few minutes to find a good average. You can see that it's ticking up, and I'll let it clear that page as it ticks up, you know, maybe another 20 seconds or so. And oh, here's where I find the body. So I'm just driving along, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think there's anything here. There's nothing on these train tracks. So I reach the end, and I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to make another pass, going up and down the train tracks. And as I'm driving along, okay, I'm not near the body yet, but I don't know. Did you ever find that though? Did you ever encounter a crazy boy, and he's so crazy that maybe you think I can fix him or whatever, but also you're just intrigued by, you kind of want to see, like, what makes this person work. You kind of want to see, like, how you can fit into their crazy fucking worldview. Their sets of behaviors that are fucking weird and toxic and cruel at times, but you want to get in there and fucking motorboat your face around in it. Yeah, I used to do that. I mean, I guess recently I sort of went for it with this girl, but she wasn't too crazy. It was just temporary. But now I'm seeing somebody that I'm really excited about, and she's not crazy, and she's into me for reasons that have nothing to do with exploiting me or taking advantage, but like she's really just interested in me, and she's like this amazing investigative news reporter. She's like a fucking rock star. So it's really interesting and exciting to be talking to somebody that's like in my field and knows what I'm doing and what I've been through, and like she relates to my stories and shit. That's pretty cool. It's the first time I've been excited about anybody in years. It's the first time I really like wanted to make it happen. So I told her first. I was like, we need to be friends first, because my MO has been just sex right out the gate, and then shit gets crazy, and you know, that's the way I like it. But like, I want to partner with you, so like we got to be friends first. And so like we're talking a lot. We talk every day, and it's been nice. There it is. There it is in the road. I just ran it over. So I'm like, what was that? Was that a rock? Or I never seen a rock. So I walked up to it, and there it is. There's the alien body, and I recover it. I have recovered an alien corpse. I think it's gonna work out too. She's cool. You just look like a rock, but I knew I hadn't seen any rocks. Okay. I'm gonna go home and experiment on it. Do a fucking autopsy on Fox. See, we have a Cybertruck parked out here. The windows are not very good, though. I thought they were supposed to be bulletproof. But apparently you can just throw a baseball and break them. Turn the sound back off. And anyway, yeah, so that's the alien that's in my station now. There it sits. And it's got kind of like a little six-pack, like an alien six-pack going. This thing could kick my ass. It's like twice my height. Anyway. Yeah, I think it's going to work out. Another thing is that she approached me, which, you know, as a guy, almost never happens. Women just don't have to approach, unless you want one that is not the kind of guy that chases women. See, 318.8. And then you got to do a little extra work, you know. So she reached out. See, 79.4. There we go. Send it, turn that shit off, and we'll go put power on the antennas. Yes, it came to me. And so, like, she's putting in the effort, and she's making an effort to get to know me and the cat, and she doesn't ask about my family, which is interesting. I think that some of the best relationships are the ones that come to you. Well, I was just thinking, because like the difference between men and women is that like she went out for me, and usually with women, don't all your relationships come to you? Like the girl before her, I asked out myself, but the girl was positioning herself in a way that I would. You know what I'm saying? She was like putting herself out in the field. I'm a helpless little bunny. And I was like, I just, you know, I took the cue to ask. I recognized the body language that I was meant to ask, but I don't think if I did, that she would have. Yeah, it's still so early, and I think and I've noticed that she's very respectful of my privacy. That she isn't asking me, so what else are you doing? That I know that if I told her about Internet Chronicle or the podcast, that she would immediately like want to gobble it up. But I don't like to tell people about that early. But also, like, it's another dimension to my life, so it's hard for me to say, oh, I'm working on voiceover stuff. And then she's like, oh, voiceover stuff for what? And I'm like, oh, crap. She can't know yet. It's too early. So I'm like, voiceover stuff for the documentary. But yeah, she's just respectful of my privacy in general, which is cool. Because most people, they want to kind of pick you apart like an insect and, figure you out. Like I was just talking about, like with the crazy people. You see a crazy person and you kind of want to start picking at them, finding out what they're about. So we're trying to suss out the elevation. Hi, Angel. Hey, sweetheart. She's not been feeling well. Hi, baby. How's my sweetie? Hi. Hi. It's so nice to see you. Yeah, she's a cat. Hey. She's old. And I made her sick because I didn't throw out this food and it got old on the floor. It was her cat food from like 2 days ago. And she usually won't eat it, but I ended up working like 11 hours and I didn't get back home in time to throw that shit away. She ate it, so now she's been laying around with food poisoning for 2 days, throwing up all over the fucking house. I feel terrible, but not as bad as she feels. All right, so we downloaded our signal. It's an unknown signal from an unknown source. That almost never means anything. It's still just gobbledygook, but in this case, it contained module schematics, which are, 9 times out of 10, they're not useful. But I do have one module installed, and it's for my coordinates, just to help me get the coordinates faster, because that's the one place where you sort of have to fiddle and experiment and twiddle those knobs to get these 2 bars fully green once you find your signal. Anyway, so I can drop the signal. How many comics did you get to see? I forgot how my rover was turned. Only 3 because of the rain. 3 is enough. Did it take you a long time to get out there, though? Sometimes too much comedy and I burn out. 3 is just the right amount. Really. And they were funny. Do you live in a big city? What's your address? Are you just easy to find? Because finding an email address is actually pretty difficult. It's easier to find a real address. You're in Tallahassee. I guess everyone knows. You need to write some tweets where it's like, I'm out and about, which, as you know, is in Tallahassee. that can sort of be your stick, right? It's built into your character. Oh, I see it way out there now. I just need to cut a little to the left, maybe. Just that much. That's perfect. Tallahassee. What is Tallahassee like? It looks like sort of a small city. Not a town, but a small city, right? College town. Population 197,000. I want to compare that to Richmond, Virginia, where I went to college. Population 226,000. Okay, so I had about 30,000 more people in one additional college, which was 30,000 students. So, yeah, that's cool. Tallahassee. So that's big enough to where you've got comedy. Whose idea was it to go? Was it your idea? This woman I'm seeing is an investigator for ProPublica, like one of the most prestigious and important watchdog journalism institutions in the world. I heard that Drew Carey has been doing filthy comedy. Power couple. That's funny. I'm trying to change careers though. Journalism is a little bit something about it, man. I could feel myself aging in that field. I could really feel the sands of time wearing me down to a kind of a vague likeness of myself, which that's what time does. But there was just something about the nature of that work that really made it feel like whoops. It just made me all the more aware of it. And at the very end of my last job as a investigative reporter down south, I uncovered this really fucked up story. Thank you, Lissy. That's very nice. It's nice of you to say. I encountered this fucked up story that basically can't be ignored. And dude, so now, like, just to live a life where I answer all the calls of responsibility that come my way, if I don't write this book about the fucked up story that was happening down south while I was there, then I'm kind of doing a disservice, like, to myself and to that community, to this family that their provider was a victim of the police, and only I have that story. It's just so much responsibility, dude. Which I'm fine, you know. I was getting high. I would do edibles and then go sit next to the mayor on stage somewhere and, like, you know, interview them in front of an audience. But jeez. So it's just hanging over me. Let's see, 61 and 79.5. Send it. Oops, antennas. Yeah, the antenna has a long way to go. But I have fully upgraded them, and they are moving as fast as they can move without installing a module, which has drawbacks, which is why I don't use it. And it hurts your income. But my shit's almost fully upgraded, so eventually I won't need the income at all. Oh, and there's this other thing. Let me see. So you can actually, in real life, search for aliens. Servers works on full capacity. Oh, okay, cool. Which uses your computer's processing power to go through data that has been collected by SETI. Maybe you've seen this as a screensaver before, but this is using my CPU cycles now to process data that's been sent from either SETI or other searches for extraterrestrial intelligence. Whatever this data set is, my computer is now processing it for them in this kind of distributed service. It's a really just an interesting and clever game that it has included all this crap. You heard the radio earlier. There's me trying to make sense of the... This went on, by the way, for like 90 minutes. Me staring at this page, staring at the fucking alien, staring at the other page of notes. And then walking back to the workstation. It just goes on and on. So I love that. All right, and I've already got a signal. So I'm about to flip power. Power's already on the servers. I just gotta dial in the signal. Whoa! That's a terrestrial planet with a repeating radio signal. It's coming from Mars. This is an unusual one. This might be the story signal that we've been searching for. We're dialing it in better. That's about as close as we can get it. It's almost downloaded. It's about halfway downloaded. So we'll see. I haven't found one of these yet since 2021 I found one. if that is what this is, which is coming from Mars, there shouldn't be a repeating radio signal originating from Mars. This is a big deal. If you give a fuck about this sort of thing, you know? It's very unusual. And I just lost some of my download speed, so that means that one of my antennas has likely gone out. Alright. This is going to be something. Mars base. Tell my family I love them. You know, if I didn't know any better, I would say that things are not going very well at the Mars base right now. Tell my family I love them. Here we go. I can do you one better. You can send a transmission. So I'm going to transmit something back. Oh, it can only send if the signal is random. That's interesting. So I can't communicate back to that. You just have to deal with it. Antenna 6 went out. Well, sorry, champ. Nothing I can do for you. Yes, we'll go do, what was it, antenna 6, I believe it was. You ask what planet am I on? Because we were just discussing this might not be Earth. I don't know. Missing. Not anymore. We found that. See, because when you look at this, it looks like a diorama, like it's made to resemble the Earth, but they could have put more effort into making it look like actual Earth. Because why do I think that is because when you go and you look at the interior of this place, you see, where's my light? That quite a lot of effort has been put into making this look and feel real and cozy and true. And yeah, I think you're right. They're going for an Area 51 kind of vibe. There's the rover out there. It is almost at its destination. It looks like it's right on top of it. And yeah, you got this sync. I'm just saying they put effort into it, you know? And out there, like you say, it's kind of desert-like. It's shrubby. Definitely has an Area 51 vibe with the sort of desert rocks around. You're kind of wondering where Groom Lake is, you know? And there is a UFO outside that's always watching, pointed towards us, and it's out there right now. It's just above that antenna. So yeah, it feels like you're just kind of in a terrarium being watched all the time. Just in terms of atmosphere and attention to detail and vibe, this game is really like one of,
to tell you more about the second
it's
night.
just so
I
fine.
was quite flipped out
Just a
about
piece of art, really.
helicopter just disappearing. Right. I went and got binoculars.
Clean the
did a lot of visual scanning. Just there was nothing.
All right. Well, is either of your children there that I could talk? Hello? What is your name?
Daniel,
Daniel, how old are you?
11.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
No.
And
It's on Star Trek.
okay, just on Star Trek. Now, did you turn around to look at the second helicopter?
Yeah.
What happened now?
It disappeared just like the first one.
Okay, tell me you're looking at the second helicopter and tell me what's happening while you're watching it.
Flies straight over us and then goes towards where the trees are.
Right.
And then south. And then in a few seconds, it just disappears.
Well, what were you thinking at that point, seeing two helicopters having disappeared?
I was thinking that, yeesh, I wonder if they, what next? Disappearing bicycles?
Kids are so stupid.
So did it scare you?
No. Surprised me though.
Wow.
Interesting, artist.
Wow, Linda, that really was something.
I know, because this is a family in Denver, right out in their yard, who all of them see two large black helicopters simply blink out right in front of them. And what I think also is interesting is that they all agreed that simultaneously the loud sound popped out immediately. And I wonder, question mark, is this U.S. military technology, or is this some sort of alien device in disguise?
It's got to be one of the two, I would guess.
So right now, I appeal to our continuing Dreamland audience, if there's anybody out there who has any professional information or knowledge about this new technology for essentially using invisibility in some way to camouflage moving vehicles in the sky by either affecting the cones and rods in the human eye or, as one person suggested, deflecting photons so they do not reach the human eye. Also, this shutting off of the sound, I would certainly appreciate it if you would get in touch with me, Linda Howe, at Post Office Box 538 in Huntingdon Valley, Pennsylvania, and the zip code is 19006. And maybe, Art, at more points in the program, you can also give that address out again.
Yes, do you want to give out your fax number?
Yeah, my fax number is area code 215-491-9840. And I think I should add, if there's anybody listening who has any information, true information about the possible veracity or other of this 1947 Roswell film, and you want to talk with me confidentially, please get in touch with me also.
As always, a fascinating report. Linda, thank you.
Hey, Lissy, if you're still here, I was wondering, have you been hanging out with Kenduk Malar? If you're not still here, then maybe I'll hang out with her. Sometimes she has 15 people in there, and I don't even bother. It's too hard when there's that many people. Yeah, it depends who else is there. But they're not negative. She doesn't seem to hang around negative people. And she's in grad school. I mean, she is drinking like I've never, she's drinking like Jack Kerouac. And geeking out. Sounds like she's doing fucking whippets in there. I had a friend in college. We went to high school together, and he is a functional alcoholic. This guy, this guy drinks constantly. I guess the only time he's not drunk is when he's in the sky. And he became like a commercial airline pilot. Let's see, 239, 8, 68. $240, 68.3, send it. Now we've put all power to the antenna to get it turning as fast as it can turn. This reduces the overall time that it takes to find our signal. And I do enjoy watching them all turn in at the same time. Welcome to Germany, the country of excessive beer drinking. Hey, thanks, Krabben. Katerer. I wish I could do spaces on my desktop computer, because then we could just be doing a space right now. What's up, PCAT? Dude, I haven't seen you in here in a long time. But it's Saturday night. I can hear the ice cream truck out there if you guys want anything. Oh, they're turning down. I better get back to my terminal. And we're watching the azimuth and the elevation. Look at that. Already got it that quickly. So I can turn off the power there. All power to the server, because the next thing we're going to do is start the downloading. There it goes. This is just a radio wave emission. You can always have chats in Discord and stream. Oh, okay. Well, you want to get on Discord? There's Toxie. He's talking to me. I saw a star fall. He says he saw a star fall. I knew in that instant my time was up. For a warlord, that Prigozhin guy seems reasonable. Oh, that's a good question, Krabby. What is the rover doing? Might as well have a look at it and see. Yeah, it's coming up on the when the lightning strikes, you can see it, the little mound, the little meteorite mound that seems to have some kind of noxious gas coming out of it. What's our download doing? It's going so slow. I think that the storm has knocked out one of my antenna, server 12. I'm not going out there now. I'll go out after this comes in. Just checked in to say hi. Have to sleep now. My favorite club had a free entrance tonight. Hey, that's cool. Good to see you, dude. Who's baby? Who's baby? Crab and Cutter. Do you love me? You know, this club is free entry too. I lost the signal. There we go. Got it back. What's the weather showing? Sunny? Partly cloudy? It's an unknown radio wave. Oh, that's... Man. I wonder if there are any mods for this. Oh, there's Lissy's Titanic VR game. I don't think there are any mods for this because it's just not, nobody plays this game. Even the developer himself abandoned this game. All right, so I got the fucking signal. What do I care? I do like the laptop. It makes me think of Alienware. Hell yeah, Krabby. Don't catch a bed bugs, Beta. Hey, sleep well, Angel. You stay sweet out there in Germany. Don't make me come out there. I'll come out there and tan that ass. How's that grab you? How about I put you over my knee, huh? And spank you real slow. Yeah, I had to turn autocorrect off. I just decided that I would look like a fucking ignorant asshole and have no autocorrect at all. So fuck it. It's always going to be lowercase, no punctuation. That's better than accidentally sending a message that says, like, you know, I want to suck your teeth. I don't even know where I'm going, dude. Number 12, I think I went too far. Oh no, that's it. That's just, you know, you play this long enough, you go there. Without even thinking about it. Hole in one. Yeah, I'll come out there, Krabby. What city in Germany are you in? You say if autocorrect wasn't there, you would be fucked. But I think if it wasn't there, you would have sent the right message the first time. That's my point. Because with autocorrect adds so many steps when I don't want something hyphenated, or I don't want there to be an apostrophe here, because it thinks it knows better than I do what I'm trying to say. That so it adds up to too much more keystrokes to give the same message, was my thinking. Because it felt like all the fucking angst of sending a text was dreading fighting that fucking autocorrect. Because I say a lot of words that are not words, you know? And autocorrect is like, oh, did you mean whatever? And it's like, no, dude. And doesn't it seem like if I deleted it and I wrote the exact same thing again, that I would want it my way? That clearly I'm not accepting your changes. Like, there's no way to reject the fucking changes. So I just disabled that, and I'm free as a bird, Charlie. Sometimes I have to address it with people where it's like, I know I type like I'm 12 years old, but you got to understand that I torture animals to death. Let's see, we should be back at full download capacity now. We can start our next signal. Hey, Krabby, stay cool, man. Come to Haw Farm. Haw Farm. It takes place in second week of August. It's awesome. An Elon Musk festival. Okay. See? I don't think autocorrect is doing you any favors, champ. I don't think anything is doing you any favors, because the world is not here to do favors for you. 289, 38.5. $289.7, 38.9. Send it. And earlier I was explaining that shit, but who cares? PCAP, are you still here? Hoplarm is a festival near a place called Oandersieg. Come there and party with me. Yeah. Yeah, when I'm in Germany, I'll come bounding up the cobblestone street, and I'll find you there. What have we got here? Something. You see how quick I find the signals now? Like, they can't find signals this quick at SETI. I'm sorry, but this is quick. If this is an unknown signal type unknown, that's a weird one. That's a creepy one. PCAP, we got one from Mars earlier. From the Mars base. We picked up our first story signal in more than 2 years. He's going like don't you It was a gig. And it is finished downloading. We got a lot of credits for that. So this is most likely something important. This is an unknown signal type from an unknown source. The decoded data reads gray. Soon we will change them with a better species. The gray says, soon we will change them with a better species. So this is the alien talking. We're going to run analysis on that. Not that it tells us anything, but it might contain a module. Nothing. Okay, so yeah. Gray replacement theory. Yeah, that's good. I like it. I like the way it sounds. That's cool. So that was, it felt like 2 storyline signals in a row. Yeah, there they are. See, this is the one that we heard earlier before you got here. That's a message from Mars base. And it says, tell my family I love them. And I tried to send a transmission back, but you can only do that on random signals, which is odd. I don't know what to make of that. Yeah. We'll take a look at the rover. Yeah, it's coming right up on its prey. And the Geiger counter is going off now. Whoops. No, how do I clear that out? It has to do both. It has to go forward and right. And that Geiger counter is really going to start to wake up now as I get closer. It's such a pretty game to look at. Everything is presented so beautifully. Even though it's a little silly that why is this thing out here? But that's how video games are. Like, why would you have a rover on your planet where it's safe to just get out and walk around? That's why it doesn't seem like Earth. Did you see this yet? This is a game trailer.
I was a child of two worlds.
Now it's an advertisement.
I am no longer. I am Navi.
Watch the world premiere trailer now.
This is a message from our sponsor. Literally, a message from our sponsor. She asks if I've seen BattleBit. This looks kind of neat. Yeah, this is pretty cute. Yeah, the environments are destructible. That's pretty cool. I like it. That looks awesome. BattleBit. Maybe one more right turn, execute. Yeah, maybe one more. And then we go forward. Okay. This is always the best part. This looks like perhaps a meteorite impact. And I will deactivate the motor right there. Turn, looks like 90 degrees to the right. And this is in black and white, but if I were to walk out there, that gas being emitted from the holes would be green. It glows as well. It's like a glowing fucking green. And so I'm just gonna creep up on it. Okay. I'm gonna turn a little bit more to the right so that I'm looking straight at it. Which I believe right there. And then you issue the special command, arm extend, and execute that. And the arm goes out and injects into that mound, and it gathers data. And then this data is converted into credits I can use for upgrading my antenna array. Unfortunately, I'm coming up on the point where the only thing left to upgrade is shit that I don't use, so it's really just a sink at that point. A money sink. So I don't know. I'm thinking about like what am I going to do with my credits when I'm done. But there's probably subtle stuff I can upgrade that I'm still going to notice. It's expensive and pointless, but little things. Because there's at least a couple things I can upgrade that I do use. All right, that's 150 credits. That's considerably more valuable than a signal gathered at random. This had no valuable data. That looked valuable to me, that looked important, but here that's normal. That's considered normal. So, we got 2,400 credits. Yeah, I sucked up the whole fucking meteor, snorted it right out of there. So this decreases the chance of power outages, which that'll be handy later. I've been increasing the auto calibration speed just because I think it's cool. And if I buy that, it's maxed out. So it will auto calibrate. Right now, it auto calibrates in 21 minutes. I don't know what that just knocked it down to. I'll time it next time. Let's see. But all the other crap is just sort of 0 or 10. If I use it, I've been bumping it up to 10. Like the module seems like a good one to upgrade. So I've been doing that one as well. And then the elevation speed, I could increase the cooling, but I don't really use that shit. But I'm still gonna, upgrade it fully. So I do have something to spend the credits on. Okay. Back into the moneymaker. But this thing is fully upgraded. The trying to remember the word for it. What the fuck is the thing that's about to pop up here? What's it called? Polarization is fully upgraded.
Request information from us. They apparently are trying to put together a plan in California for how they should report UFO sightings. But the law enforcement has been very cooperative. They've been very good. I took a call on the 7th of October from Landisville, New Jersey, straight south of Philadelphia. It's west of Ocean City. On the 3rd, 1 a.m., I happen to remember these times and dates, at 1 a.m. on Monday morning, the 3rd of October, Two police officers from the Landisville Police Department were out on patrol in a cruiser, a car. They saw two very bright lights, stunningly bright lights, apparently pointed at them to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
They were intrigued by that. They thought it was an aircraft that was very low, perhaps in distress.
Sure.
They rolled down their window, at which point both lights went out, extinguished simultaneously, and the two officers were stunned to witness what they saw before them, not too far away, probably not more than a couple hundred yards away, a huge, black, dark ship hovering in the night sky. A few seconds later, it started drifting towards the north and the west, and they started their engine. They had turned off their engine, and they heard a hum from it, as I recall the report. I have this on tape. They proceeded to follow it. At one point, they reported that they were doing 80 to 90 miles an hour along an interstate. Following this thing, they went for 2 miles at 90 miles an hour trying to catch up to it. That's what's going on. And I think it is altogether inappropriate for our elected officials to tell us that this is not going on. I will meet with them. I will meet with anyone to present
There's the
data. Both
there's the next one. And then just over here is the Rover. So that's going to be another easy 150 to make. I just bounced the Rover over that way. And it looks like it's going to be between those two telescopes. This can be deceiving. It makes everything look like it's just right there. But it's very far away.
I've read a prodigious quantity of material on it. I find it very intriguing. The one thing I can say is that in September, I took a very interesting call from Rochester, Minnesota, a young guy who is an engineer out there. He lives on the northeastern corner of Rochester. In the early hours of the morning, and there's a point to this long rambling account, he heard what at first he thought was an 18-wheel truck coming down the highway towards his house, and then quickly realized that it was not a truck at all. It was something very unusual. He went outside, this is about 2 o'clock in the morning, and was treated to a most unearthly image. He described a ship that is identical. His description was identical to some of the pictures that we have taken from Gulf Breeze, to the extent of multi-tiered windows, several layers of windows that all had different colors of light radiating from them. That is about all I can say on the Gulf Breeze issue. I know there are other very talented people pursuing it, investigating it, putting together, collecting data. But beyond that, I'm afraid I'm not really able to comment intelligently on it.
All right, and you're not looking back so much as you're looking at the present. In other words, getting reports from people and trying to figure out what's going on right now.
That is correct. And while on that point, one thing I would say, we are one telephone line at present. We're in the process of expanding.
There they go.
And we'll hopefully have somewhere between 4 and 10 lines in the very near future, resource permitting. But the one policy we have to enforce, regrettably, is the telephone line is reserved for current sightings or sightings that are perhaps a day or two old.
Right.
If they're older than that, we strongly prefer that people submit their reports in writing to our address in Seattle.
All right, Peter. Since you deal with what is occurring now, maybe you can tell us, are we in a current flurry of UFO reports? I'm sure it's cyclical. You get a lot of reports, then fewer, then a lot, then fewer. What kind of cycle are we in right now?
Since about mid-December, I would say that we're having an inordinately great number of sighting reports, and John Timmerman, who's the national treasurer for CUFOS, Center for UFO Studies, a very nice gentleman with whom I've had frequent conversations. He called me in late December to say, Peter, what in heaven's name is going on?
What's going on? Yeah.
He is being swamped with calls out in Lima, Ohio, which is where he resides. He and I were comparing notes, and we're just awestruck by not just the volume of calls. The volume of calls per se is not important, but the quality of calls is breathtaking. We're getting calls from people who are every bit as sane and sober and intelligent and eloquent as can be in this country, and these people are describing things that should
Got our
not be
azimuth.
there. We've had call on the 16th of November. I took my first call from Mecosta County, Michigan. They had well over several hundred people stopped on the federal highway out
Got
there.
our
Route
elevation.
31 that runs north and south. In the afternoon sky, they had people standing on the side of a federal highway, an interstate, looking at a gigantic triangle with its nose pointed up in the sky.
Mega Earth.
And in the sky nearby, there was a little cloud of red things boiling like a whirling dervish. They were just spinning around in a cloud. It was a 20-minute sighting. And when I asked people to estimate the size of the object, all of them said it was at least the size of a 747 airliner and perhaps larger than that.
All right, back to the phones. East of the Rockies, you're on the air with Peter.
Well, I'm going to have to look this up about Art Bell having a weird Asian fetish. It's a good reminder that your heroes are people too. And like all people, they have a weird Asian fetish. Let's see. There's something wrong. Server 1 went out. It seems to go out a lot. So it's affecting the download speed. Fortunately, the file size is only 412. It's coming off of a mega Earth, fast radio burst planet. So we've almost got it. Then we'll go out to server 1 and reboot it. We barely got any credits. 35 for this piece of shit mega Earth. Uninteresting audio. We'll analyze the signal, but there's nothing in it. You start to get spoiled by the story signals, and you're like, yeah, nothing, fucking piece of shit, nothing. There I am watching Mystery Science Theater. 3,000. Kill it. Off to server 1 we go. You know, it's almost more profitable to keep your rover moving than it is to do these fucking random signals. Server 1. I think it's that one. No, it's not that one. I think it's this one. What we just did there was we rebooted the server, ran diagnostics to see that all the antenna servers are online, and then checked the calibration, saw that nothing was coming out of alignment. And now that it's fully upgraded, it actually almost doesn't come out of alignment. So I don't find myself calibrating anymore. And then I checked the temperature of the server back home just to see that it was where it's supposed to be. It's 50 degrees Celsius, which is okay. It was 60 earlier. You know, it's running 50 with power to the server, which, you know, is probably helping the fan and server efficiency, but I'm running this SETI research. Now this is not just an in-game thing. This is you actually contributing uh, to the ongoing search. But now that I say that, I almost don't believe it. I have to look it up. Oh, and also the Asian fetish art bell, and then signal simulator is boink real. Oh, and you unlock modules as you run it. I'm just reading to see if you're actually contributing to the search using your CPU cycles. You know, Chat GPT might know. In the game Signal Simulator, you can run boink with the terminal command boink start. This earns you in-game modules, but is it actually connected? SETI at home is no longer a thing. But this is BOINC, which is a real thing at Berkeley. Uh, oh, okay. So it's only a game mechanic. I was getting a little carried away. The thing is it just everything else is so convincing because it lets you watch videos. You're running the radio. I just assumed that this too would be connected to the real thing. But anyway, my temperatures are fine. I don't see what the big deal is about the temperatures coming up. Global warming isn't real. Let's look at the rover. Now, I believe if I just, it seems to be pointed right at the next target. It needs to cut a little to the right, but not very much. That's too much. So it's not connected. So you were here to witness the first story signal in 2 years. And then the second one. I just put on so much chapstick like Steve Lookner does. Just getting egregious with it. I bet his chapstick budget is considerable. He probably has sleeves of those things in the desk. Hey, Angel. Are you feeling any better, sweetheart? I nearly poisoned her to death by feeding her rotten food. I left it out and I went to work and she ate it. So she's really not been feeling well. She's been laid up for 24 hours. Who's sick? There's my helicopter. You hear it? There's my helicopter. Maybe they'll let me off this fucking planet. Hey, let me go. Oh, you got me something? Thank you. Take your cable. Thank you. I go get shot down over southwest Russia. Let's see if the rover is doing what it's supposed to do. But at least she's drinking water. Oh, I received a gift on Steam. Let's see what this is. That looks like Nintendo 64. I received a gift on Steam. They didn't have to update the interface. The old one was great. Let's see. Inventory, maybe? Pending gifts. Oh, she got me BattleBit. Create start menu shortcut. All right. We're downloading it. Steve Lookner. Sometimes he's shiny from that humidity. Does he live alone? I can't click and drag the Steam window. How do I drag it and move it? Dude, can you really not move the window anymore? All right. The Art Bell Asian fetish. Are we still interested? Oh, I'm not seeing anything. I better put it in quotes. The Art of Talk by Art Bell. Open Lines. X-Art Porn. There's 58 videos of Art Bell doing the Asian fetish, but none of them have to do with the Coast to Coast AM host. I can't find anything on it. Let's ask ChatGPT. Hey, sweetheart. Hi. Hi, baby. Do you love James? Do you love James? Do you love him? Do you love James? Hi, baby. Who's my baby? Do you want me to go out on the street and kill somebody for you? Would that make you happy? I think she's starting to feel better. Your dossier. Maybe ChatGPT knows something about. Do you know anything about Art Bell having a predilection for Asian women? I'm not trying to be crass. I just can't find any information on it. It says here that he did not have any publicly known predilection specifically for Asian women. It says there is no widespread information or notable anecdotes suggesting a particular preference for Asian women, and I couldn't find anything either. Oh, he had 2 Asian wives. His last one being much younger from the Philippines. Oh my God. I think we know what's going on there. I think we know what Art Bell is doing. As he gets older, he's like, yeah, what do I do with the last little bit of this money before I die? What if I married some woman into the US from the Philippines? And I just pretended like we're John and Yoko. And what if I did that again 20 years later? I saw this one of see Toxie got really mad at me when I mentioned this video of John and Yoko on stage, which I get it, dude. The Yoko hate is a bit much, but because like she's her own artist or whatever too. And but it was an interview on Dick Cavett with John Lennon, Yoko Ono in the middle, and Dick Cavett. And John Lennon is all but bouncing her on his knee as she struggles with her words and he helps her finish her sentences. But it's almost like she's got broken English and he's like rushing her along, but the way you would do a child, like yes, yes, and like finishing her sentences, like yes, and pandemonium, and but it'd be easy words that it's like, uh, John, just let her finish her fucking sentence at the stunted pace that, like, this is who you married. Why you got to answer for her, you know? It was such a weird interview. And the hate isn't for Yoko. I mean, she was definitely sucking the energy out of the room, but that's not her fault that John Lennon brings her on the fucking show and then treats her like a child answering for her. It's like the only way she's going to get on that show is with John Lennon, and yet he's got her up there like a fucking pet, you know, completing her English sentences for her. And he's making it look like it's difficult for her, you know. It's such an awkward interview. I can't remember where I saw it. if it was like archive.org, or I'm pretty sure I downloaded it though. If I didn't, I'm doing it now. John, let's see, no, Dick Cavett. There it is. Yeah, I've got the whole thing. It's an hour and 7 minutes. It's in 722. No religion too. Yeah, I'm just gonna download it real quick. Okay. That's already been downloaded. Of course it has. Okay. I'm running a number station. Let's look more into this Asian fetish. The fact that he had 2 Asian wives, his last one being much younger, from the Philippines. Oh, we already went over that. I think there's no meat left on that bone. Or your dossier for that matter. 141.15. It's pretty close. 140.38. 15.96. 15.8. Let's see what the Rover's doing. I feel like I can already see the disc ahead. At this range, you lose sight of it. But as you get closer, it comes back into view. Games are weird with their LOD nonsense sometimes, but better knock it, Mike. All right, so we didn't find any signal there. But it's right around the corner. Got our azimuth. We're coming up on our elevation. Probably got to go the other way. Oh, there it is. It was hiding way out here. Okay. Barely any download speed, so I bet one of my antennas down again. I need to invest in the power outages thing. Server 15 and always going out. I can get there and back before that completes.
Hi.
Hi, Art. This is Moki. I live in McChesney Park, Illinois.
Yes.
First, I had a quick question for you before I asked your guest. what album is that music that you play at the beginning of Dreamland? Because I want to buy it.
All right. We'll get that information on the air for you. It's called the O of Pleasure.
Okay,
All right.
thanks. And then I was wondering if he listened on Friday, they were talking about that Play-Doh project, and I was wondering if he knew anything about what he was talking about on Friday.
I'm afraid I don't know. I don't know much about Play-Doh, and I'm really not able to comment very intelligently on it.
All right. Again, this program, everybody, is kind of circling around current sighting information, or I suppose sightings that have occurred, rather than sort of a rehash of a program we may have done last week. West of the Rockies, you're on the air with Peter Davenport. Hi.
Hi, Art. This is San Diego calling.
Yes, sir.
Kind of a general question for your guest.
Yes.
Considering that Albert Einstein went to great lengths to show that the speed of light cannot be exceeded by anything with any significant mass.
Yes.
Where are these? I'm not trying to be hard-nosed. I'm just wondering, where are these UFOs coming from?
All right, thank you. Well, there are many theories about that. Again, I doubt that it's something you want to comment on, Peter. How do they get here, in other words, from the vast distances if they cannot exceed the speed of light?
You're correct in stating that I'd prefer not to comment because it's really out of my field. I'm a biologist. I'm a geneticist. And
all right, well,
This is weird.
Port, hi.
Hello, yeah, hello, Art. This is Jack from Charleston, South Carolina.
Hi, Jack.
And I would like to ask Mr. Davenport first if he could give sometime during the program the address to report sightings of a few years ago.
Yes,
and
indeed.
I'm also wondering his opinion on so-called debunkers like Philip Klass, for instance.
Oh, that's a good question, I suppose. All right, thank you. I'm sure you deal with it. I've had Phil Klass on the program a number of times, Peter. Any comments on Phil and company?
I had the pleasure of meeting Phil on the 5th of July, 1991 at the MUFON convention in Chicago. He is a wonderful man.
Yeah, very nice guy.
Very cheerful, very, very bright, very eloquent, and I happen to disagree with him diametrically opposed to many of his views. I just don't know why he is so implacable in his view on so many of these issues.
Do you think he's a useful idiot for the government or working for them?
I have no idea and would prefer not to comment. I find it very amusing, some of his views,
yes,
in light of what is clearly concrete evidence now. And it does seem amusing to me that he would take such a hard position on the other side of the issue.
All right, thank you. Well, we'll leave those stressful comments to me then. We're going to break here. Peter Davenport is my guest.
That was weird, right? There was something weird about all that. It felt really jabbering and high energy, and yet nothing. They were saying absolutely nothing, right? What am I doing here? I am hard at work, whatever I'm doing there. Okay. Back in here we go. Check on the rover. Give it another punch. Give it 2 more. Fuck it, make it 3. I bet I can see it. Yeah, it's way way over there. It's between the two. It's right on my dot, above the dot. It's going between those two antennae there, behind this big one. To that mound right there. It's gonna suck on a mound. I'd love to suck on a mound right now. Let's see. All power to the coordinates, and we'll find our next signal. Joy's got nuts. Is that true? And if so, who do I talk to about that? Stoned, running steady. I guess they are stoned. They're probably all stoned. Slowly. We'll hit another mound and another couple signals and we'll be good. 82.9, 60.5. By twiddling and bouncing with it, you get a feel for where the real average is. And you can kind of feel when you're going up too high or down too low. 82 to 60. Okay. 81.15. I'm going to leave it right on 82. And that on 60. Send it. And look how fast they move. These motors are fully upgraded. Send it. Okay, and they are climbing to the specified elevation. We'll sit back down and see that it's hitting right where it needs to hit. I can go ahead and send power to the server, take it off the antennas, because they're almost where they need to be. Oh, I gotta make coffee. Let's see how we're looking. We got a little taste of both. We just gotta dial it in now. That's a creepy one. Unknown source. It's a radio wave emission. It's a really gross sound. Okay. It's unknown source, radio wave emission. Typical file size, I can't remember what the file size was on the story ones. I wonder if it's in the notes in the database. It's interesting, it doesn't keep the file size.
Caribbean and the U.S. Virgin Islands and much more of the Caribbean, south into South America, north all the way to the pole, and worldwide on the internet. This is Coast to Coast AM. Good morning. You are about to experience history in the making this morning in more ways than one. Coming up.
Send it. All right. We still got that signal going. Kill it. The next thing we gotta do. Send it. Okay, we're at 100%. No data. Okay. PCAP, let me run something by you. Somebody, I'm not going to say who, but somebody has emailed me to say that for her birthday, she would like to adopt back the precious little one. And asked me, how are we going to do that? I thought about saying two things because she asked about the hernia. Did you get her hernia operated on? I'm going to say, first of all, it's not a hernia, it's a tumor, and she's dying. I'm going to say, second of all, don't bother deleting anything because I've already got the evidence I need against you that if I ever see you get another cat or a dog, I'm calling animal control and I'm going to show them what I have on you and the criminal abuse that you put the animals through. And I think that's all I'm going to say. But I don't think that I should even say that much. It's just anger makes me want to say that. I guess I'll probably just ignore it. But that's like, if I could say anything, that's what I would say. Yeah, I saw the mannequins. See, since the frogs, now I check in again because I noticed she has a hunger now for animals. Killed those frogs. Gee, let me think. Oh, let me get that cat back here. Let me get that cat back out here. Sick fuck. So what I'll continue, but that just means that nothing changes. I just gotta watch quietly until she starts doing that shit on camera again, and then see the only thing that I think good would come from that is maybe it would scare her into not doing it anymore, but probably not. Probably she would just not be putting it on camera. And best to have it on camera if, for when I inevitably report it. But it gave me feelings. The first thing I felt was a hot anxiety just from seeing her name pop up on my phone on my email. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? What was I downloading? What the fuck am I doing? Or downloading? Whatever this is, I just thought I'd put this in. Put this in the VCR and suck it. Oh. I'll scan this signal down and put the tape in. I wish I could look away from the laptop at this moment and fuck with the radio or put a tape in. Like, I wish you could look away from this screen. There I am controlling the Rover. Yeah, and I downloaded that guy's. I doxed him. As soon as I saw him doing that, I'm like, you fucking creep. So I figured out all about him. He's a carny. He works at the carnivals and state fairs, running like a funnel cake truck. And he's got this fucked up beard that is just so hillbilly gross. These are just what I'm putting in now is just random tapes I found on archive.org.
Can you tell me how to get to the end, please?
The end of what?
To the end.
I would like to bring it,
You'd like to?
Yeah, so...
So you can't tell me?
No, I can't tell you.
No?
No,
Wow.
Anyway, never mind. I think if you... I will still carry on to asking to people, maybe you're gonna find it. Yeah, the end is very, very deep,
Okay.
I mean, you are a young woman, Take it easy.
Thank you, bye. Could you tell me how to get to the end?
The end?
Yeah.
What mean end?
I don't know. I just have... looking for.
In Japanese?
Sorry?
Excuse me. What do you want to know?
I'd like to get to the end.
The end what?
I don't know. I just know it's the end.
End is something word.
Yeah.
In Japanese or?
No, I'd like to get there.
Yeah, I'd like to get to the end of this fucking video too.
I tell you, I don't know. You don't know?
No.
What? Yeah.
Or END?
Yeah.
N?
Mm. Mm. That's what I'm looking for. Just have these words.
End.
Yeah.
End is just finish.
Uh-huh.
Finish of the something.
Excuse me, mister. Could you tell me how to get to the end, please?
Sorry?
To the end.
The end?
Yeah.
That's West Central Street, up here. Oh, right, yeah. So if you walk up here,
Uh-huh.
you come to where the car park is on your right, just turn right there and it's
Okay.
that corner.
Okay, thank you.
West Central.
Bye.
Yeah, West Central Street.
Okay, thank you.
We're strangers here ourselves, actually.
The end.
Yeah.
I don't know what this crazy bitch is about.
You don't?
No.
Excuse me.
We have no idea what this
I'd
crazy
like
bitch
to go to the end.
Where?
To the end.
Crazy.
To the end?
Yeah.
To the end is a club, no?
I don't know.
Where?
The end.
To the end?
The end.
Yeah.
The end is just if you walk a bit and then to the right.
90.8,
like
65.2.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you meeting somebody?
No, I have to go to the end.
You have to go to the end. I can't understand what you mean. It's not a shop.
No, I don't
Not a
know.
restaurant.
I don't know what it is.
The end. The end of what? I don't know what it is.
Oh, they got the
The end.
signal. We're downloading. Holy shit.
The end.
You don't know?
I don't know, darling. Sorry.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just doing this for my college art film.
Excuse me. Hello. I'm looking for the end.
The end.
Yeah.
Do you know what the end is? Do you know what the end is?
We're losing our signal, man.
Yeah.
On what?
The end.
No?
The road.
Sorry?
Is it a place?
I don't know.
Server 11 keeps going
Just
out.
have these words. The end.
The end.
Yeah.
The end. What it means? The end means finished.
Yeah, I know.
So, what you looking? You're looking for the end.
I'm looking for the end.
Like, is it like a club?
Bar or is it a phone?
Sorry?
Is it a phone? Is it a phone?
Ah, I don't know.
Is the end a phone?
No, I'm looking for the end.
The end of what?
The end.
The end of time? Or the end of the main road?
I don't know. Just know it's the end.
The end.
Yeah, the end.
Where?
The end.
The West End. So you're looking for what?
She's got a goofy fucking look on her face.
What's that?
I don't know. Just have these words.
It's too difficult.
Just have
it's a
these
difficult
words.
Question. I can't answer.
No?
Yeah, no, sorry.
Okay, well, thank you. Bye.
He sees the camera. He's not fucking around.
You get to where?
The end.
The end what? The end of what?
The end.
What do you
That's
mean,
all I
the
know.
end? The end?
Yes.
No idea. Sorry.
No?
The end of the world? The end of what?
I don't know. I just have these words. The end.
Sorry. No idea. No idea.
Thank you.
Yeah, she comes off like there's gonna be two guys ready to rob you if you talk to her.
Excuse me? Could you tell me how to get to the end, please?
Where?
The end.
The end?
Yeah.
What's the end?
The end.
The end?
Yes.
The end of what? The end of time?
I don't know.
I don't know. Might probably straight down there. I haven't got a clue.
Yeah?
The end's coming anyway. So
It's coming
anyway. Gotta go.
Thank you.
I like him. I like how dismissive he was. Let's put a different one in. Oh, that's the end again. Let's see. How do we do this? I didn't see how many credits I just got. What message is that? Oh shit. Yeah, it looks like nothing. It was a double star.
Well, now you can skip. I was saying there. Well, you're ready, Patrick. What? Oh, my Joe, can you hold this one?
Excuse me, can you ever go and do that?
Come on!
What's up with the music? Anarchy. Oh, that's cool. You can like step on the pads and pick your video.
Right, and then we run the field, and then I drive around the outskirts of the park, through Westgate Street, and then round the back, which comes to the old railway arches into Medmore Terrace, and then left under the arch again, which is crisscrossing the railway, and into Martello Street where my office is, and unfortunately at the back, my office windows are back onto the railway and railway arches platform of the station. Fortunately, my back's to the window. My name is Lillian Buttage. I live in Charlton Court, and I've been there 54 years. Yeah. There 54 years. What do I say? I was born in here, I was born in Shopping, I was 78, and I've been in my flat for that length of time, and I'm, quite content to live in. But I've had no problems with neighbours, or anything, and I'm quite content to live in. That's all I can say really.
Drinking a beer.
Is there anything around that might be interesting? There's a park, Hagston Park, Stack Road, Wentworth Road. Not a lot going on there, but park where most people walk their dogs. So there's not very much about it anymore. So it's about that's all I can say to that really. Yeah, so when they made that last thing, I didn't all that long. Well, I did have it, but now they've extended the road either way.
This is weird.
Which tells me a lot, a great deal. I've got a friend who lives in Rover, and it stops at the top of her road. I mean, her friends for 65 years. We go everywhere together. I lost my husband 3.5 years ago. I've been married. It keeps me occupied. He leaves the boredom. That's it, really. Every place I must admit, it's been a godsend. Catch up to losing 20 when I go shopping with actors. Catch you over to there. Takes you to up to their street. So you can go to across the road to go to Tesco shopping. It's a big view, it's a very big hill. I did what I got on years later. I was taking their children across the road. And had a few little incidents with the children. One of the boys, he said he was alright, took that up. And then this guy stopped the traffic for him, and he would run away. So now, then I saw his son, he came along, and I said to him, your dad was a naughty boy.
She sounds like an alien. She sounds like one of these fucking radio frequencies. This is the last one I'm gonna do because I've still got some work to do that I want to tackle before I get tired. Let's see. This is random material that I have downloaded from archive.org. And I'm just going to keep digging through it. They're talking about it might go down. There's a big lawsuit against them. The way she looked at him. Let's see, 253.80. Send it. This town just had like a hangout on the street kind of culture. We're looking for the signal now. Found our azimuth. Let's find the elevation. And we'll be home free. There it is. Okay. It's a small file, fast radio burst from a coreless planet. I'm just going to look up on the internet real quick, what is a coreless planet? A coreless planet is a theoretical type of terrestrial planet having no metallic core and is thus effectively a giant rocky mantle. How can it be rocky without metal? It can be formed in cooler regions and far from the star. Earth's magnetic field results from a flowing liquid metallic core, according to dynamo theory. But in super-Earths, the mass can produce high pressures with large viscosities and high melting temperatures, which could prevent the interiors from separating into different layers and so result in undifferentiated coreless mantles. Because it's too thick and not prone to melting. Magnesium oxide, which is rocky on Earth, can be liquid at super Earth pressure. And it could generate a magnetic field. Oh, that's cool. So they would just have a different oxide for their metallic core. It doesn't seem truly coreless then. It's just a different core. Decoding complete. Let's analyze the signal and then I'm getting off. Thanks for hanging out, dude. It's great to see you. Okay. Yep, nothing in any of those. Just curious what the temperature is. Cruising at 50, I'll take it. You can run turbo and get the temperature down, but I don't see any point in it. Okay, so... Oh, since this is random, I'm going to send out a transmission. Enter a message to transmit. Grow a core. Assigned the Earth. Okay. Maybe they'll grow a core. You know, get that viscosity down, figure out a way to lower your melting point, or just don't use that oxide. Use what we do. Molten iron. Okay, that was successful. We will disconnect. Let's look at the rover. It's almost there. Maybe I'll grab that shit. Whoops. And then I'll go. Because it's right there. What is that sound? It was the signal. The Geiger counter is now picking up readings as we approach our third hour.
An aircraft that was very low, perhaps in distress.
Sure.
They rolled down their window, at which point both lights went out, extinguished simultaneously, and the two officers were stunned to witness what they saw before them, not too far away, probably not more than a couple hundred yards away, a huge, black, dark ship hovering in the night sky. A few seconds later, it started drifting towards the north and the west, and they started their engine. They had turned off their engine, and they heard a hum from it, as I recall the report. I have this on tape. They proceeded to follow it. At one point, they reported that they were doing 80 to 90 miles an hour along an interstate. Following this thing, they went for 2 miles at 90 miles an hour trying to catch up to it. That's what's going on. And I think it is altogether inappropriate for our elected officials to tell us that this is not going on. I will meet with them. I will meet with anyone to present my data, both the tape-recorded conversations, the written reports, and I defy anybody to walk away from such a presentation saying that this phenomenon is not taking place. It is.
Have you had any contact from the federal government at all?
A little bit. I've talked to Peterson Air Force Base out in Colorado. Their information officer requested some information. They were interested to know what was going on. I've been contacted by NASA down in Texas, Johnson Space Center, but regrettably the one person, PhD scientist I talked to was a total skeptic on it, wouldn't even address some of these issues. But other than that, very limited contact, other than, again, the FAA directing calls to us.
All right, let's go to the phone and take a few calls ourselves. Peter, are you up for that?
I am indeed.
All right, good. West of the Rockies, you're on the air with Peter Davenport on Dreamland.
Hi, Peter.
Good evening.
Matt. I'm out here in Colorado, now in San Diego.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering, in your position, what's your opinion of the Gulf Breeze sightings?
I have very little experience with Gulf Breeze. I've read a prodigious quantity of material on it. I find it very intriguing. The one thing I can say is that in September, I took a very interesting call from Rochester, Minnesota, a young guy who is an engineer out there. He lives on the northeastern corner of Rochester. In the early hours of the morning, and there's a point to this long, rambling account, he heard what at first he thought was an 18-wheel truck coming down the highway towards his house, and then quickly realized that it was not a truck at all. It was something very unusual. He went outside, this was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and was treated to a most unearthly image. He described a ship that is identical. His description was identical to some of...
All right. So that's it. We found 2 story signals. One was from Mars, another was from the Greys. I wonder if I should stop that. I don't guess I have to stop that. We went over old footage, made some new, and that's that. Until next time, I'm HateSec. Read the Internet Chronicle. Stay tuned for new episodes of Hate Radio that are just around the river bend. And until then, keep your eyes to the skies and take your Terramax. You never know what's going to come cresting over that horizon. So long.